guys, as you know, the programming. What's a programming? That the most people ask us, and the most of the time the people are most afraid to get inside it. And when you say a programming, as we know, the programming like in the movies we know it's hacking the server and then things like this. I agree that there's a part of it, but it's not all about it. The programming have a lot of functionality and a lot of bases and a lot of works can do for everybody. Programming that we are going to focus today is about making a very good project about the banking system, and the most people are interested in it. I agree. Banking system is one of the most important topic that the most people are very focused on, because the banking system have a lot of cases, and there are a lot of banks that have a very focused on the new advancement of the technology, because as the technology evolves, the money and the transaction of the money have changed also. Like the cryptocurrency that we are using in this time are going to evolve more, and the banking system that we have right now is not going to stay same. So because of that, we are going to see what kind of changes we can do in this kind of a banking field. And this is a very problematic thing to stay the same. Nothing stays the same in this world. As the technology evolves, as the human evolves, as the society evolves, we are going to change. And these changes are very important for us. So today we are going to see what kind of a problems we can solve and what kind of a involvement we can be inside this banking system. We want to see few of the problems that we are going to solve, and these problems are very important for all of us, because in future maybe you want to change the things that we did. That's a very good thing for you, because nothing stays same. So today with our partners we are going to solve a few of this problem and show you what kind of a perspective and what kind of a solution we did and the way that we did. So let's get inside the program, and we are going to show you what we have. So here are we getting inside our project and show you what we have for the users that are going to see our project. So we're going to start our project. This is the first form that they are going to see when they get inside our project, and the user that have the privilege to get inside our project have to give their email and their password, and the user that don't have the privilege, they have to register firstly, and they can register by giving their information and their new password. If they don't have, they already have a registration, they just have to write their email and their password, and they can log into a project. And after logging to the project, they can see the few privilege function that we give to the users that are going to get inside our project. Edit information port. Edit information port gives the user to change their specific information, like address or the phone number or the password. And the password is have to be given because of the security reason, because they can share their password with the new person. Okay. The next is the Forex market. Forex market is one of the functions that most banks have, and they also the very most important part that they have to be careful on. In this part, one of our team members have worked very hardly, and we thank him very much. And the most important other function is withdraw and deposit. Withdraw and deposit is the function that the user can see, and the total money they have are shown in the side of the window. And when they deposit or withdraw the money is going to be shown. So this is all the function. If the user doesn't have any kind of a use for our program, they could just log out, and they are going to be logged out of the function. That's all for now, and we are going to get inside our program very more detailedly, and we are going to show you what we have and what kind of a code we write in here. So I want my friends, my team members to firstly, now my team members are going to explain all their parts, and they are going to show you what kind of a code they have written and what kind of a way they have taken. So first of all, I want to call my friend Anas to explain his part. Thank you very much.
Hello friends, I hope you're doing very well. So right now I'm going to explain to you the part that I did in the project, which is about the update form. So the first thing, as you see here, I started with is to including the header file of user, which contains all the user information like the name, email, phone, and address, and etc. So after that, I just made a global object here of the user class, just in order to use it anywhere in the code. So here I just assigned the value of user to the global variable US here. So all of this stuff here is just about the graphical interface that will be shown up once you open the program. And here about the cancel button here, its main function is canceling the update form, and the update click here is just to update the new information that you inserted about the new user details. So here I just assigned the values of address and phone and new password and confirm password to the strings over here, which are the address and phone, so the same thing. So here I just used the if function to see if no value was inserted in the phone text box. So if so, nothing will change. Like the phone value will stay the same way it was before, and its value won't change. The same thing here for address, and same thing here for the new pass and confirm pass values. So if both of them, no value was inserted in their text box, so their values will stay the same way they were before, and their values won't change. So here we just use the compare function here just to compare the new pass and confirm pass values. So if they do not match each other, an error message will be shown up stating that the password and confirm password do not match. So we just use the return here just to return back until they match each other. So here, as you see, we just use the try and catch functions. So if anything here in the try function leads to an error, it will go directly to the catch. So as you see, it's about the database and stuff like that, which was assigned to my friend. This job was assigned to my friend Ishad, so he was responsible for it. So I just gave him all the information he gonna need to do that part. So my job ends here. So I'm gonna call my friend to explain the part that he has done in the project, and I'll be respect.
Assalamu alaikum guys, I'm Ilyas, member of the team 15 of the algorithm project. What we have here today is a bank management system. As my friends did, and as I did also, I did a part in this project, and today I'm here to explain this part and make it as clear as possible to you guys. So let's move on to the code and explain more of it. Here, at first, we did include three headers: the TR form header, the user header, and the calculate header. The TR form header is basically our main header out here in this code. Then we have the user header, which does include all the information that concerns this user: the name, the email, the phone, the address, or even the password. Then we have the calculate header. In the calculate header, we have all the calculation operations that are here in this code. After that, the first thing we do in this code is creating a global object of the user class. So as we see here, this is our objects of the user class. Then a function is being executed, the TR form function. When this function is executed, the form starts, and it asks us for the parameter here, the useSep parameter. After it, we did the USR is equal to the useSep. So what we did here is just giving a value to the global object. Then we have some GUI things, global user interface stuff here. Then what we're doing is introducing a new word to us that might be new to some people, which is the combo box word. Combo box, I will explain it shortly. Combo box is like when you come out here, the choose option. When you click it, there's a whole lot of options that pop out to you. So those options right here, in our case, we have the withdraw and deposit options. So these are just are the combo box. Combo box 1 items add withdraw. Combo box 1 items add deposit. Here we just add values to the combo box, either withdraw or deposit in money. Then we have the label to text, it's equal to total money. Here, the label 2 is just the total money of the user. How many money does this person have? And This information is taken from the user class, as we explained before out here. After that, we're gonna talk about the cancel button, the close button, which is a button designed to be clicked when the user wants the actual operation to be stopped or just to close the present form. After that, we will talk about the text box. Here, as we see, we did introduce an integer, cell index integer is equal to combo box one selected index. Here we just gave a value to the combo box index. String amint is equal to text box one text. Here what we did is basically transferring value to the amt from the text box out here, as we see. Then what we have is an f close. If combo box one selected item is equal to null, amint length is equal to 0. Null, a new word for us. Null is basically nothing, void. So when the user didn't select either anything in the text box or anything in the combo box, a message should show up. This message says, please choose and enter the amount you want to deposit or withdraw. Then after it, what we did is return. We're not closing the form, we just return it, the TR form, and ask for it again. After that, we do have the try and catch clause. Try and catch clause are pretty much similar to the if else clause, but the difference here is that those ones are maybe a little bit special. With those one, when the try clause is executed and there's an error here, the program does not stop. It is not interrupted. It does move to the catch and execute it. So this is the difference between it and the if else clause. Here in the try clause, we did introduce a value, a variable, which is amount by double, since we cannot calculate a string, so we can calculate a double. So basically here we're just converting the string into the double. Here we calculate call, so we're creating a new object for the calculate class. Here we're introducing a new variable, the reslot variable with the double, and we're calling a function, call my account, a function that has 3 parameters: cell index parameter, amount parameter, USR parameter. Cell index parameter is like we did all, I already explained it here. The amount parameter, which is just the amount of money that user is going to withdraw or deposit, and the USR. USR is just all the things that concerns the user informations. After it, since we called out this function, we should move on to the calculate class to send parameters to it. Here, moving to the calculate class, what we did, starting by including 2 headers, user header, login header. After it, what we did is creating an object of the user class, which is here user. We do introduce a new integer, into a new variable, my account variable with the double. This variable has 3 parameters, I1, D1, and user parameter. I1 is for the combo box index, D1 is for the money amount, and this one, user, is for the information of user, as we said before. Then what we did is basically after it, just change names and assign values to variables, to another variables. So USA is now user, and we introduced a new integer I2. We assigned it to I1. We introduced a new variable D2 with the double, assigned it to D1. And here we do have some database comments that my friend Ershad is gonna explain more fluently and better, because he's the one charged of explaining those things concerning the database. What we have after it is an if clause. If I2 is equal to 0, TES is equal to minus D2. So many of you might be asking why we did this minus D2. So I'll be explaining that by saying that when, for example, the user is selling, here it's gonna be minus because, for example, if he had 100 and he's selling, so it's gonna be minus 100. So it's gonna be either 0 or minus 0 if he has 0. So here I2 is equal to 0, just check the index value which will be either a 0 here as we see or a 1. So a 0 is for a withdraw and 1 for a sell. Here the user is selling, we're changing the amounts to minus, it's gonna be minus the amount of money that we have. Here are some database commands. Then we go to return USA money plus TS. Here we just return in the value and go back to our main header, the TR from header. After that, going back to the TR from header, we do have label to text is equal to result toString. Here we're just showing the result to the label. After the text box 1 text, here we just clean the text box from whatever was inside of it before. After we have the combo box 1 selected index is equal to -1. So here we're just going back to things how it was, we just return it back to normal. So this is it for my parts. I hope everybody did understood what I did. One of my friends is probably gonna come and explain his part next. I think this is all. Assalamu alaikum.
Hello everyone, I'm Alpha. I'm working on the banking app project, and my part is the forex part. The forex part is the part in which we're going to convert a currency to another. For example, we can convert USD to Euro or GBY to GBP. Okay, let's go right to the code. Okay, in here we'll include the combo box, which is the class in which we are doing all the calculations. We'll include the combo box, which is the part in which we're going to do all the calculations, and then we'll use the namespaces. These are the part generated by the Visual Studio itself to use the user interface. And then right after we get to the Forex window, this part pops out. As you can see, on the Forex window, we have two combo boxes, the selling one and the buying one. The selling one is gonna take the currency we're gonna convert from, and the buying one is gonna take the currency we're gonna convert to. And we also have an amount text box in which we're gonna input the amount we're gonna convert, the equal to which is gonna display the result, and the buy sell button to run the operation, and also the cancel button. And then in here, when the code runs, we have combo box 1, which is named Concur, in which we're going to put the currencies, USD, euros, and etc., as you can see. And here we have the Concur 2, which is the combo box 2. We're going to do the same in choose the currencies you can use in the program. And then here is the BTN cancel, which is the cancel button to close the window, the Forex window. And then here we initialize two variables, select index 1 and select index 2. These variables are going to take their value from here. It's going to take the index of the combo box. For example, select combo box 1 is going to take the value of the value in the index in the combo box 1, which is going to be maybe the index of USD or etc. And also we're going to do the same for combo box for select index 2. And the value collected here are going to be stored in this variable in these variables, which are integers. And then we have the BTNBS, which is the button buy and sell. You could see on the graphic user interface. And then we use text box 2 and we initialize it empty. And then we initialize a variable amount we'll get from the text box 1, as you could see. And then we use an if and else statement in here. The condition in the if statement is if the combo box 1 and combo box 2 are not null, are not empty, and if the combo box 1 and combo box 2 are equal to each other, it will display a message that shows that you're not correct. And in the else, we'll use a try and catch statement. In the try part, we'll initialize, we'll convert the value of the amount used up there to a double. It was a string, we'll convert it to a double. And then we'll initialize an object the object of the class ComBox2 I explained previously, which is the class in which we are doing the calculations. And then we're gonna transfer the parameters select index 1, select index 2, and val of the we use for the object to the class ComboBox, which is going to be used for the calculation. And then after the calculations are done, the result is going to be assigned to the return result is going to be assigned to the variable result. And then after the parameters are transferred to the class ComboBox, here we have the formalities, and then when the variables are transferred, we're going to store these variables in new variables in this class to use them more comfortably. And then we're going to use an if and else statement. The if statement is going to check if the currency we're converting from and the currency we're converting to are equal. And as you can see, it's going to just give the same result. And then in the else statement, we're going to use a switch, which is going to help us to go over all the cases possible. And then in the case 1, we'll check for USD when the ComboBox 1 is USD. And then in the case 1, we'll use the switch again, and then to check the value of the ComboBox 2. And then, for example, if the ComboBox 1 is USD, as we said, in general it's USD, and if the ComboBox 2 is zero, it's going to use this formula, amount times 0.82, to give you the amount of to give you the result of the amount converted to euro, and it's going to be assigned to result. It's going to do the same, and if it was zero, it will going to break, and it's going to do the same for every case, USD, GPY, and etc. And we have a section like this for euro, GPY, and all the other currencies. And then when the value is found, we come back to the forex. I come back to the forex class, and the value is assigned to the results, to the double results, and it's displayed in the text box too. Thank you everybody for listening to me. That was the forex part. I explained how it works, and it was a brief explanation. Now I'm gonna leave it to my colleague that is gonna explain the remaining of the code. Thank you.
Hi, today we are going to show you the last part of our project, and it's going to be very important part because of when the project starts, it's going to be the first part that's going to start at our project, and the main part of this is that how are we going to use our project. So I recommend you to have a little bit of more patience and give us a little bit of focus so we can finish it with a very fun and with knowledgeable experience. So let's get inside the project. In this part we are going to show you the program.cpp, and this part is going to be one of the most important part because it's going to be the part that the program will see the first and start the first when the program is asked for. And we are going to use a lot of include login, include a lot of classes because we are going to need these in the coming coding parts. And the void main is, as we said, is the set to be started at the first. And here we are going to make a global object of a user class, and we are putting in the value equaling it to the null PTR because at the normal, at the default, it has to be empty. So we are going to say a while and say the condition to true because we want it to be looping until we want it to stop. And when inside the loop, we are going to show a login form, and it's going to show the dialog of the login. And why are we doing this? We are doing this so we can show the login, and we want to switch it between the register and the login form. When the switch to register, click in the login form is going to go to the register and going to show the register form in the register. And after the register, when you show the register form, there will be a label with the blue color, and if the user click that blue color label, it's going to come here and continue. If it continue, it will just get inside this part and it's going to give the value of the else. If it doesn't, it will go, make it the user equal to register.user. The user is going to get the value of the register. If it doesn't, the user is going to get the value of login.user, and we are going to store the value inside the user. After that, we are going to write break. If we write the break, it's going to break the loop that we are inside the while. After the break, we are going to come inside the next if condition. In this condition, we are going to say if user is null, is not null. If user is not null, we are going to show the bank main form, and we are going to call the main form with the parameter. But this parameter will be much more useful in the coming the main form project, because the user in here is like an ID for us, and we are going to do a lot of function with this. Application run is going to set the program to run the application of the main form. Inside the main form, we have a label in here. After that, a lot of buttons, and the few of these forms have already been said and explained by our teams, and we are going to focus the main part of this project to you also. So in the main form, we are going to show use a lot of classes from a lot of different parts of it. We are going to use the user.h, mainform.h, update mainform.h, and the parameter that we have given at the back, we want to use it. So we can, if we want to use it at the global stage, we have to at least have a user in here. So user object in the global part. So we are going to attend the user value to the USD to the global, and after that we are attending it, we can be able to use it in any part of the code. And also in here we are just giving the user label, the label to the value of the username. So it's going to show the specific user name in the label main form. In this part, the GUI, that's given by the program, and it's very important, but we don't want to touch this because there's a bit of a mistake, we can be a problem for us, but we can change a lot from here if we want. Okay, first of all, I'm going to say about the btn logger. Btn logger is the button that's going to log out from the main form, and it's going to close the main form, that going to not show, and it's going to close our project. And nextly, we're going to talk about the btn edit. It's going to edit the information of the user. Btn edit, going to open the object of the UPD. After that, the UPD, we're going to send the parameter to the update form, and we're going to open the update form, so we can have a functional usage with the update form. After finishing or buttoning or closing the form, we can just click the button of the forex. After opening the forex button, we are not specifically going to send the user information to this form, but we are just going to ask for the Windows for when to show us what kind of function we can do inside the forex. After that, we have the button of the buy and sell. In this function, we are also going to need to know how much money which user have, and which user needs the money to withdraw, which user needs the money to deposit. So because of that, we need to send the parameter ID to the set and buy function. So because of that, we are sending a parameter and showing the main form to the user. After the project happening, we are just going to come back to the program.cpp, and after that the application have been run, the program will finish its process, and after that it will just going to stop. The project have been finished. So this is our project that we want to show it to you. If you have time, I just want to show you once again. These are the functions of our project, and all of these do something great that a friend of us helped us to do. So thank you very much for your time and your focus to our project. I hope it was an interesting thing for you also. I hope it was a great time of you to gain a knowledge, and it was also great for us to get a lot of experience, and also with the teamwork we did a lot of these. And thanks to our friend Mutassim that helped us in the coordinating the video and also in the editing of the video. He was a very big help, and he was also helped us in the planning of this project. So thanks again to all of the friends that helped us and was benefited to this project. Thank you once again. Thank you.